everyone. I'm going to do this video today while I'm driving because I'm actually on my way home, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a video later on today, but I kind of just wanted to go over some stuff that I was thinking about today. I just feel really frustrated in the whole situation that's going on at the current moment. I feel like my hands are tied. Like, I'm supposed to be a protective parent, and I'm supposed to do everything in my power to make sure that my kids are okay. Yet the abuser and the perpetrator, has rights to my children and continues to keep crossing lines and boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. As a victim, which, I don't like using that word because it makes me feel weak, but bottom line is that's what it is. But as a victim, one thing that I've learned is that your rights are very slim and null. I almost feel like the criminal has more rights than we do. It's like he's protected by everything and everything that he does, and every aspect of harassment or stalking or anything that he does to me and to my children. At this point, I'm out. I'm out of the situation. I don't have to deal with his drama as far as, like, I'm not in the relationship anymore. He's not physically assaulting me anymore. But I do still have to send my children into that nightmare time and time again because the court tells me that I have to. Something has to change about that. I mean, I just don't understand why they have to be forced to go with somebody that they don't want to go with, especially if he continues to put them through hell. Just the other day, my daughter spoke about his aura and about the way that it felt just being around him. Felt like a dark cloud was over her. Completely understand because I was there at some point in my life. But, I think what brings me, the greatest hurt of all is that I almost feel like I'm sacrificing my children to him so that he can leave me alone. It's not okay. And I almost feel like I'd much rather be in jail for violating the court order and not forcing them to go than to be sitting here and giving them a childhood that they're having to overcome. They've already been through enough. I just don't understand why the laws are the way that they are. I feel like there has to be something more that I can do, or something more that somebody can do to help me. I feel like I'm up against a brick wall, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because I have already turned over every rock that I can. I've had numerous CPS cases open. The first CPS case that I had open, basically they told me if I don't get out of the relationship that they're going to take my kids from me. Fine, I got out of the relationship, and then the case was closed eventually. Next CPS case that was opened up against me was because my ex-husband hid his girlfriend in front of my kids, and I called CPS. I was trying to be a protective parent. They shouldn't be around things like that. It's not fair. Them coming home crying, saying, "Mom, we still have to live the nightmare. You don't." How was that supposed to make me feel as a parent? So I did what I could. I called the police. I did everything that I could do. Police basically told me that I can't report a crime that hasn't happened to me as far as domestic violence goes. That has to change also. I mean, most of the time, people who are victims of violent crimes or domestic violence, they don't report it right away because they're scared. If somebody else sees it, they should be able to report it. It's ridiculous. Anywho, long story short, she's a nurse. I'm a cosmetologist, so her word was more valuable than mine, I guess, apparently. So they ended up turning that case around on me instead of actually properly investigating. We had two different caseworkers working our case because it's two different counties. I live in Travis County, and at the time he was living in Bell County. So the Bell County caseworker went and investigated on their side and spoke to her kids and to them, and she's like, I don't see anything that happened here. Travis County investigator went and spoke to my kids, and she's like, yeah, something definitely happened, that all of them have the same story or whatever. When things like that happen, I really try not to talk to my kids about it, other than the time that they've told me the story, because I don't want to in any way alter their words or to put words in their mouth or anything like that. So I kind of just let them tell their own story in their own words to the proper people that they need to tell it to, just so it's not doctored in any way, you know. But anywho, so they ended up closing that case, but it was turned around on me. I was sent to take numerous drug tests. The caseworker was extremely frustrated because my ex-husband was harassing her, telling her that I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. She ended up just pretty much pulling out of it and saying that if I wanted to do something about it, then I need to go to court. I need to take him to court. I need to do things legally in that aspect. But the thing is, you know, I have filed numerous orders and try to do what I can do, but I can only do so much. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law 100%, and I can't sit in the law library for days at a time. I have to survive. I have to work. I did do that for a while when I was representing myself in court pro se, and you know, and it proved effective, but I just don't have the time. As far as like resources go, I don't have $5,000 up front to hire an attorney. Legal aid won't help me because I've already opened my own case, because I already started doing it myself, so they don't want to stick their hands in it. And you know, so that's kind of where I'm at as far as like when I say that I can't get any help. The police, Travis County police, don't really dabble too much in situations like this unless there's an immediate need for assistance, as far as like you know, somebody's physically assaulting you at that moment. They kind of pretty much try to just keep their hands out of it, because it just gets, like I said before in multiple other videos before, it just gets really sticky. Situations that I have encountered where I felt like it was a joke, where I felt like Travis County police was just not useful to me at all, in any way, shape, or form. Where I'm going to name a couple examples. 2-3 o'clock in the morning, few weeks in a row, they came out to my house, knocking on the door, banging on windows, shining flashlights in windows, because my ex-husband called them saying that one of my daughters was threatening to kill herself. Everyone was asleep in the house. When I did finally open the door, I was just like, you know, what's going on? And they told me, do you know such and such? I'm not going to say his name because, of course, I don't know where that would put me legally, but do you know him? And I was like, yes, that's my ex-husband. Are you Annie? Yes, that's me. And they proceeded to tell me, you know, he's sending us over here to do a welfare check when your daughter is threatening to commit suicide, and if we need to speak to her, we need to speak to both the girls. I'm like, okay, that's fine, and we need to see their phones too. Okay, so I go and wake up the girls, and I'm like, hey, your dad's at it again. Go and show them, go and talk to them, do whatever it is. And of course they're frustrated. It's 2-3 o'clock in the morning. They're exhausted. They're tired. They have school tomorrow. Later on that morning. Shortly after the girls went to bed, and they determined that nothing was wrong, I did show them my court order that specifically states that he's not supposed to know where I live at, or is he supposed to have any of my contact information. They looked at each other like, wow. And I said, exactly. This is a ploy to tell me, hey, I know where you live at now, so, you know, it's like a scare tactic or something. I'm not really sure, but what can they do for me? What can the police do for me? Nothing. They told me straight to my face, there is absolutely nothing we can do for you, because he's not breaking the law. It is not against the law to send the police to somebody's house at whatever hour of the day to do a welfare check. So it became a game. Okay. Another time that he used the police, and the police laughed. They thought it was funny. I was refusing to answer his calls or text messages or emails. Mind you, we've been divorced for a while now. And I was actually in the middle of moving out of my house that I was living at before. The police showed up, and they were like, hey, are you Annie? I sure am. well, you know, your ex-husband's calling saying that you're not answering any of his calls, texts, or emails, and we just want to make sure that you're okay because he's saying that something may have happened to you. Okay. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Obviously, you see that. Well, why can't you just answer him? Why can't I just answer him? Because he's harassing me, and none of you do anything about it. It's a little frustrating to me because I feel like I said, I'm hitting up against a brick wall. Why do I have to continue to keep enduring such tremendous amounts of idiocracy without help? Like, what are our laws? What laws out there are there to help victims of domestic violence, you know, of past domestic violence? Granted, he's not beating the crap out of me right now because I removed myself from that situation, but, you know, not even emotionally hurting me at all either. It's what he's doing to my children that annoys the crap out of me, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Nothing at all. You know, threatening my daughter, saying that he's gonna figure out who her boyfriend's parents are so that he can call them and tell them that she's not allowed to have a boyfriend. You know, it's all about control, and it's ridiculous. And what hurts me about it is that my girls don't need that kind of example for a man. You know, they should be getting treated like queens, like, you know, like princesses, like they're worth something, like they're worth more than all the gold and riches of the world. You know, why are they being treated like, or being set up for failure in that this is how a man's supposed to treat you? It's not okay. So I'm having to do, you know, like damage control. That's not okay. Set boundaries. Even if he is your father, it's not okay for him to treat you that way, or for any man to treat you that way. You know, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm just a little frustrated, and I don't know what to do at this point except to protect my children. And if I end up in jail, well then, you know, I end up in jail. It is what it is, I guess. Someday, somewhere, someone is gonna hear my story, and someone's gonna either relate or help me, and I've got faith in that. I mean, the hardest part is already said and done. You know, I'm out, and it is what it is, and I'm moving on with my life. I've got, you know, I love my life. I've got a great life, but we still have that cloud that's lingering, you know, that threatens to storm and rain on our parade. So, you know, we've got to do what we've got to do, and just, I don't know, figure it out. Buy our bigger umbrella, right? Anywho, that was that, and I just wanted to kind of vent on that and touch base on that because it's really frustrating. Thanks for watching.